Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to Endzone, a world apart, the post-apocalyptic city builder. Hey, over here, what's this? It's a new expansion called Distant Places. And actually, this video is sponsored by the developers, so I can show off the new content for you guys, so a big thank you to them for that. And of course, if you guys like what you see and you'd like to learn more, you can find a link in the description down below. Now, I should also mention that Endzone is available on console now, which is brand new. It does not include this new Distant Places expansion yet. That is something that is going to follow. But all the previous content and expansions are available on console as well. So if that's something you want to look at, also available in the description down below. So what does the new Distant Places expansion offer for us? Well, if you can't tell from the name, we're gonna travel to distant places. Which in my view makes perfect sense, right? Imagine that humanity re-emerges after 100 years of living underground in bunkers waiting for the radioactive fallout to dissipate. And then we build up a thriving civilization, and then what? We're happy and content just to sit on a pre-generated square of a map? No, that's not the human spirit that I know. Humans are adventurous, we like to explore, and most importantly, we like to exploit exotic resources from far-flung places. And that is exactly what the Distant Places expansion offers us, the ability to travel to do expeditions off-map at far-flung corners of the world and bring back some goodies. So that's what we're gonna do today. Now, I have created for myself a new colony. We are calling it Red Haven. And rather than go through the early game processes of gathering water and food and basic resources, because at this point, let's be honest, you've already seen it all before. I've played this game a few times on the channel in the past. I'm gonna jump forward several hours worth of playtime until we can get toward the mid-game where I can start unlocking the new content. Voila! This is what Red Haven looks like by the time we get up to Season 69, and you've got to admit, things are looking pretty darn nice right about now. Of course, we did just deal with a giant epidemic, which kind of hurt my population, and we have raiders on our border who are planning to attack me, but you know, that's okay. That's okay. These are all things we've dealt with before, these are all things we have seen in the past, and also, I am having to deal with a lot of the prosperity upgrades from that expansion, as well as people demand things like coffee and, well, hemp. We'll call it hemp for good measure and no demonetization. You get the idea. But now we want to move on, right? We're at a good, stable position. I've got a pretty decent population, and it is growing fast. I need new stuff. This is where we're going to go to our research station, where I've already stashed up a handful of knowledge points. And we're going to go to the technology and defense screen and research the balloon station. It's cost me 3 research points and a hefty number of resources, and you need to have found 3 research utensils before you can even unlock this tier of technology. But by building this, we're going to build some amazing hot air balloons that somehow are able to travel across the entire globe without our people somehow dying of starvation in the high atmosphere. I think. I don't know. We haven't tried this yet, but we're going to jump into it. Let's go ahead and research some of that. I will say I'm glad to see that there are going to be new expedition options, because once you get to this stage of the game, you can look at the expedition window here. We've pretty much explored everything on the map. There's a couple of little hot spots left, but that's just because I left behind a couple of resources. We're done. There's nothing else to explore. And I would always say that's a little bit sad, because a big part of the fun of Endzone is exploring the old ruins and finding some goodies. Well, this is gonna give us the opportunity to explore far further than ever before. Okay, we now have access to the balloon station. It's a little bit larger than I was expecting. Darn, I was hoping we could take up that space, but fine. We'll go ahead and place it somewhere out in this general area. Though we'll probably want to have at least some warehouses or something relatively close by so that people are able to easily deliver some goods over here later. But for now, all right, costs a pretty reasonable amount of resources, but this isn't outrageous. This isn't too bad. We should be able to handle this and get this going pretty quickly. Okay, there we go. We have a balloon. It's actually a fairly large balloon. I seem to recall the traders being like maybe half that size. This is meaning serious business. Okay, I like that it has multiple decks on it too. Hey, cool, all right. So, expeditions in the east. We are gonna open the expedition window and see what's happening. What's this? A connection? Okay, in case someone hears me, here are my coordinates. I could use some helping hands. Wait a minute. There are other humans that survived the fallout? Amazing. Okay, so it is recommended that we have young adults or older for everyone. No children, makes perfect sense. A well keeper, a technician, a scrap collector, and some metal tools. exactly the same advantage information that we would have had normally. So let's go ahead and sort people by the correct badges and age recommendation. And I'm just going to go ahead and assign a handful of random folks. I don't really care too much what we send. Let's make sure we go with the metal tools, and I'm going to make sure we pack plenty of expedition rations. No idea realistically how much we're gonna need. I would just imagine a lot to travel far away make a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and start this expedition and see what's going on. It also looks like there's 3 stages here. I wonder if you have to make enough progress in one stage though, like several expeditions before the next one. Who knows? We're gonna find out though. So the expedition is on its way. This definitely takes a lot longer than the stuff you would have in our regular map tile, though, which makes perfect sense. Like, I wouldn't expect this to be instantaneous. I mean, good lord, if our expeditions traveled out there and in a matter of hours we were a continent away, I'd be like, oh, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But no, it's going to take us several seasons to travel a long distance. All right, well, let's be patient, and in the meantime, take very, very good care of our colony. I've been having trouble dealing with the birth cycle in this particular case. I've had to keep, trying to turn on birth control and just kind of go through giant waves of population. Otherwise, it gets pretty unwieldy very quickly. But for the most part, almost all of our resources are looking solid. Could definitely use some more sources of food, more sources of scrap. Everything else, I've been on top of it. What we really need to worry about at some point is going to be the demands of all of our people with the prosperity expansion, which we did take a look at, I believe, in my last videos. At which point, once you get to a certain size, like your people start demanding all sorts of luxuries. I mean, that's why I'm growing things like coffee and hemp and turning those into, let's say, some luxuries that people are going to be able to take advantage of, right? And they're going to keep getting more and more demanding. It's a very good use of all my research points. Something I would like to do is get myself a scrap catcher. This isn't related to the new content at all. It's just a good thing to have because I like getting trash out of the atmosphere. Should be arriving any moment now. There it is. All right, we've reached a faraway place. Woo! We're going to a black screen, okay. I'm actually going into this blind. I have no idea what to expect. Hi, Lem, good lord. You look like a fun character. All right, press the button at the gate. The intercom only works when you ring the bell. I mean, sure. I'm sure this isn't a trap or anything, but fine. Rotten luck, it's bolted shut, but we can try to find ways to get in there. Ring the bell. That's too much for me. The bell actually works, and who's there? Well, much importantly, do you have potatoes? This is the first big visit in years, decades. Okay, we could get some potatoes, but that's sort of beside the point. We're mostly just excited by the fact that there are freaking other humans around. All right, bad connection going around. We can try to investigate. Let's go ahead and pry open some crates. You know, when you're going to meet the first humans you've seen outside of your pack in decades, the best thing to do is to immediately rob them. I'm sure that is the right way to go. All right, continue a conversation with this guy. Let's see, opening the gate, the roof, you hear me? All right, well, by all means, open the gate. The line's gone dead. Okay, we can go on up. There's not a guarantee that we will successfully climb this ladder, but somehow we found a way. Let's give it a shot. We succeeded. Okay. I shudder to think of what would have happened if we had failed there. No idea. The weird guy said something's broken here. Maybe we can fix the antenna? Let's give it a shot. We did bring along a specialist specifically for this purpose. Gather up a little bit of equipment. I like, by the way, that we're following these guys as they travel all over this site. That's kind of fun. Holy taters, you've repaired the system. This guy seems potato-focused. I'm just saying, a little bit on the obsessed, but okay. Third generation builder. All right, be careful around strangers. Well, I would love to take a look at some of your broken devices and stuff. All this for a bunch of potatoes? Yeah, this guy's desperate for potatoes, man. He's going to some extreme lengths, but you know what? Kudos to this guy. Absolute kudos. And he gave me a knowledge point. Well, alrighty then. You know what? Potatoes it is. I will bring you a whole mountain of potatoes if you can give me some sort of nice new technology to bring back. Well, as far as I know, I've gathered everything at this point. I fulfilled every single action, so we'll certainly try to loot and return. The balloon apparently can handle a pretty massive inventory, so that at least is nice. We do get to bring back at least a handful of different resources, but I was mostly hoping we would get to have more conversations with this guy. But you know what? He might give me a call later, right? He might. We'll find out. And predictably, it's going to take a very long time for these guys to return back to the balloon station. Okay, nope, that makes complete sense. And our balloon has returned, just in time to bring diseases from the New World. That's probably not exactly how it worked out, but it's pretty funny, ain't it? Alright, hello, Lem. Gosh, your face scares me just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lem. Okay, so we could end this chapter of our expedition off to the east, right? So we were able to make out a small island off the coast, and we encountered Lem there. He's a kind of inventor with peculiar machinery in his place. Cool. Alright, so we'll end the chapter. Oh my, the requirements go way up for a lot of this future stuff. This is gonna be really fun. Well, knowing now that the balloon has a lot of carrying capacity, I don't see any problem with sending an absolute ton of rations in order to make sure we can do lots of fun stuff. Plus, I got a huge surplus population to work with. This will probably be completely fine. So we're going to go to his old homestead, and it does look like it's actually 3 individual stages, but that's just for the expedition to the east. I suspect here, hello, yes, there is indeed expeditions off to the south, the west, and the north as well. Ooh, this kind of gives me some old Frostpunk vibes, all right. Well, we'll finish out what we've done here in the east. I'm kind of curious what this is going for, but it looks like that means there's at least 12 special expeditions in this expansion. Okay. And we have arrived for a second time over at Lem's place. Now, this time around, I wasn't able to bring everything I needed, so we might fail here. I'm not sure. There are just a couple of badges in particular that I was missing. Hi, Lem! How you doing there? All right, he's sitting in his armchair, not helping at all. Wonderful. You don't have any, questions about, us or anything? I mean, I would think you should be just as excited to see that not only has a whole bunch of people just arrived on your front door, but there are literally hundreds back home, and here you are all on your lonesome. I'm just saying, maybe you should come back with me, Lem. Bring your knowledge back. We could really use some immigrants. It'd be amazing. All right, let's see. No one's been here for years. Why are we going to this parking lot? I'm not sure. I think I missed something over here. The radiation is quite high, huh? And the acid rain came and changed anything. Well, I kind of wish he had told me that might happen beforehand so I could bring along some better radioactive protective clothing, but okay. Face masks, I suppose, will have to do. Oh, wow. All right, there are several different places we can go. More northeast, south, and west. Fantastic. Where should we go? Let's go south first and see what happens. Hi, Lem. We found a police station. Oh, okay. They use it as a storeroom for, you guessed it, potatoes. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and break open the door to the police station. I'm sure that's completely fine. We find potatoes! That's not potatoes. That's wood. Ah, well. Too bad you're not getting your potatoes this time around. We can't get to the workbench, unfortunately, because I don't have the right stuff. Darn. Well, let's try getting into this outpost. We found some alcohol. Fantastic. And somebody is now a pubkeeper badge. That's kind of cool. Oh, now we can go to the workbench. Oh, okay. You just have to do it in the right order, I suppose. Okay, so we finished off in the south direction. What else we got? I'm going to have to make another trip over here. I don't think I got enough points for all this. I wasn't expecting to need 16. Well, let's try to break this sucker open. Deteriorated rolling gate, okay. Find a bunch of good stuff. Machinery learned in this workshop, okay. This guy clearly had a whole family that lived out here, and he was learning how to survive with them. And now they're all probably dead, and he's on his own. It's kind of sad, really, when you think about it, isn't it? The old churchyard where Pa threw away whatever he didn't need anymore. Well, that's just downright disrespectful, I tell you. Disrespectful. Find a bunch more gear over there. We find something that doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and find... What's this? Physalis fruit seed? Ooh, I don't know what this is. But we've got ourselves some sort of a unique exotic plant that I can take home and grow. That's going to be super exciting. Unfortunately, I only got 1 point left, so we really are going to have to make another trip over here. Do you want to go to the upper floor, or do you want to start with the flower pot? Let's start with the flower pot. Okay, what do we find? Well, we can get in. They had a key hidden there. Oh, it all makes sense now. But yeah, no points means I can't do anything else. And we didn't bring along a cook, so there's only so much we can do here. And you can see my confidence of success goes down by a fair bit. Lacking the badges doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to do things. It just means it's much more likely that you don't get negative events. And for the most part, we've been able to avoid that. Okay, so we still need to bring along some tools, plus a whole bunch of people with badges, but at least we don't need to worry about age restricting our audience this next time around. In the meantime, that's only 58%. We're going to have to wait several seasons for these guys to come back and then prep for another trip. Oh man, is Lem even going to still be alive by the time we finish this? Oh, we seem to be under attack. Well, that's fine. I mean, we could technically just say, screw it, I'm paying the tribute, but at the same time, why? Why pay the tribute? I refuse. Go ahead and try to attack me. He's coming in from this direction. He's going to be a little bit annoying. But I've been building up defenses for this exact eventuality, knowing that people would eventually want to steal from my paradise. The problem, of course, being that there is, I think, a very strong chance that even with a couple of towers up, these guys are going to break through. But we got barricades to slow them down. We're going to have sirens over here. Oh, I just realized we have no electricity over there. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. All right, forget the sirens. But I should have a bunch of people over here ready to fight. And I did prioritize this area for defense. So we've got people ready to go. Militia are already on site. At least as many as we can get. We need more than this. When I say prioritize, like I mean prioritize, please. Hang on, we can get a few more over here. There we go. Need more of you guys over here. Not that I have a ton of bullets to work with, mind you, but there we go. Oh, wait a minute. No, we slowed them down. Ah! Suck it, Mike, the Mega Devourer. Wow, what a title. How do you become a Mega Devourer exactly? I don't know. Go away! We beat the attackers! Huzzah! All right, let's try this one again. Exploring off to the west, we found the pot, which has the key hidden under it because, of course, it does. And then let's see. We'll go looking around for anything exciting in the kitchen. What about the living room? What kind of stuff did you keep in your old house? Nothing? Well, that's unfortunate. Let's go east. There's probably something great to the east. An old burger place. Oh, heck yes, man. We're going to discover the true wonder of the old world. The classic American fast food joint. It's going to be outstanding. Okay, we get a bunch more resources, some extra badges and stuff over there in the kitchen. Nothing exciting there. What about this gray box? Okay, so we find a few things there, and then there's a collapsed side with a hatch. We unfortunately failed to get in. We'll try again. That wastes one of our points, but it's okay. We can get through it. That's the first time we failed this whole time, by the way. And then there's a partition with an odd smell. But in order to get through this, I require a mortician badge. Oh, I assumed that I would still be able to do this, but apparently not. Are you telling me that I have to fly all the way back and then do this again? Is that what you're trying to tell me? It might be what we have to do. Well, okay, cool. So the only way we're gonna be able to finish this out is if we come back with a mortician. I really should have gotten the correct badges this time, but I didn't know how long I'd have to wait to get a mortician, so I didn't bother, and now I'm regretting it. Okay, well, we're almost done. Now I have to actually loot and return and wait once again. Oops, my bad. I never did take a look at the new fruit. What does this have to offer? 2.8 seasons for over 1,000 food? Yeah, that's about right. That's a little bit better than the potatoes for the exact same amount of time. Pretty decent value as far as food goes. Okay, I don't even know what a physalis is, if I'm honest. Hang on, this is where you bring in your good old friend Google. What does Google do? It is a ground cherry. You know, I feel like I may have asked this question before at one point or another in a totally different series, but now we know. Ground cherries, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, that's gonna change everything for us, no doubt. Right, I brought along an entire team of morticians this time. There's no way we could possibly mess this thing up, am I right? Probably. We're probably gonna find some dead bodies down here. There's some sort of a smell of decay. Oh dear, what do we find? Okay, Gravedigger has looked into it. There are in fact dead people, even down here with lots of guns and ammunition. What is this, a zombie apocalypse? Okay, well, we found everything. Cool, fabulous helpers we've been. You're not wrong, I am incredible. Okay, so where are your aunt and uncle? I don't know, we'll probably find out for you. Oh gosh, there's more to do? Wait a minute. Lie, truth, and avoidance. There are moral choices? Well, okay. One person seems to think it's better to tell the truth. The other seems to think that we should pretend nothing happened and then the other should lie. I guess we'll tell the truth is the right thing to do. Are they really dead? Oh, okay, he took it pretty well. Well, that's good at least. I didn't know there were gonna be moral choices in this. Okay, cool. So that's not a lot of gear for me, but we got a lot of bullets. That actually takes forever to build, so that's kind of helpful. All right, bring it all back. Get ready for stage 3. All right, we're getting ready for our final run into the east. Lots of badges required, but this time I'm bringing everything right off the get-go, plus enough rations for 20 action points. No idea if this is overkill, but it does seem like, you know, rather than risk multiple trips, I'd rather just go ahead and bring a lot of rations. It's not like we haven't got space on this gigantic freaking balloon anyway, am I right? And while we're working on all these expeditions, I don't really see any reason not to go ahead and start working on our super monument, the beacon. which of course was introduced in the Prosperity expansion. It is basically there to just show off how incredibly awesome I am. But there we go, we've got our level 1 foundation for the beacon. Now we need to get up to a whopping 1,000 population. Ay. If I would stop putting everyone on birth control, we actually could totally reach that. I'm just not sure I can sustain that large of a population without taking over the entirety of the map. We've done it before, though. We could do it again. Starting to run into a few issues with some coal production as I gradually ramp up all of my advanced resources from the Prosperity expansion, including getting some glass and some strength and metal and concrete all going. Yeah, there's a lot that we're working on in the meantime. Lots to do. This is the thing about Endzone. It's like, even when you feel like you're in a really good position, never get complacent. You never know if your economy is teetering on the verge. All right, we've arrived for the third and final stage in the Far East. The question is this everything I need for Lem to give me all of the goodies, whatever he's been holding off on this whole time? No idea. All right, so there should be plenty for us to do. So we just spent a lot of our time putting together some sort of machine, and it's something master. Noodle master? Are we creating a giant noodle machine? Is that what I'm doing? Oh, but it's not done yet. Some of the fuses went bad. Hang on, and we gotta go look for some tools and see if we can get this thing fixed. Restart it. Darn it, failed. Try again. Darn it, start it again. There we go. Come on, noodle machine. Noodle soup. Oh my gosh, guys. We just invented, or I guess reinvented centuries later, noodles. Hooray! Well, that appears to be it. There's also some sort of a side entrance down over here. We discovered a side entrance we didn't even notice. I'm kind of curious. Let's go peeking around inside of Lem's stuff for a second. I mean, yeah, we were just kind of like, hey, you know, maybe, you know, it was really fun working with you and all, and it was telling me I'm done, I can go home, but like, look at this, we found something. What is this, a boat made of steel? It's a submarine? I found a freaking submarine? Oh my gosh, all right, yeah, absolutely. Let's go to their fishing spot, we get some knowledge and stuff. I did just, by the way, like discover outright some technology I was missing, which is pretty nice. So is there anything else I'm missing? Okay, no, this time I actually have uncovered all the secrets. How does this guy have a submarine and how do I get it from him? Either way, lots of different resources that we can bring back. I got like a couple more knowledge points, some tech, and we invented noodles, ladies and gentlemen. We invented noodles. Thanks for helping, says Lem. The Noodle Master 3000 works precisely as planned. Cool, all right. And then a guide full of useful equipment. So I think he's supposed to give us some sort of like extra technology. Let's go take a look at something here over quick. So there is supposed to be at least a handful of techs. There it is, Lem's useful devices. This is something we unlocked for finishing all the expeditions. It looks like a KitchenAid. Whether it's a blender, a scale, or a pasta machine, Lem's useful devices will increase the efficiency of food preparation from now on. As a result, less food and water is lost during processing. So my kitchen just got mega efficient, thanks to the KitchenAid standing mixer. Thank you, Lem. Thank you oh so much. That really is gonna be fantastically helpful. Okay, so now I'm kind of curious what we could get if we went to the other areas of the world, because there's more. Durable structures, if we go to the west, okay. Regular gathering of the merchants. I have no idea what this is, but it's in the north. And then we have improved power systems if we go down to the south. And that looks like that's it over there. Okay, so that might judge where I decide that I want to go next. I'm kind of leaning toward maybe going to the north, just because I'm curious what the merchants are going to do. Also, I mean, going to the frozen north and frostpunk stuff sounds pretty fun to me. So I think that's what we're going to do in the next video. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you're looking forward to finding out a little bit more about the distant places available in Endzone, a world apart. And of course, again, thank you to the developers for sponsoring this video and getting me access to the expansion. You can find a link in the description down below. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.